Okay. So the second piece of homework for holiday is review 1 for revision. Okay. Just this one until 88, 81 to 88. The whole set for review 1. Okay. And then the other homework is the symmetry. Likely to be page up to page 89. I'll tell you a bit more later. Then on your SLS, right? Sorry. Yes. Yeah, I saw. So on the SLS, I also put up already the symmetry here. So yeah, Adria very fast. Where is it here? Okay, here. I think somebody else also accessed because SLS got a few things, right? So the SLS also had the Earth Day Jam creation. I got 2 people who already accessed. Who is that? Alicia, wow, very fast. And Rachel also. Adria also, is it? Oh, you saw it. Oh, you saw it. Okay. So it's there and give it a try because there are the very good animation that I like particularly for this one, the alphabet try. If you go home and try, you'll be able to see quite really good stuff. Completing a symmetry figure. And then it has the help also. Like you can try and then you'll tell you whether it's correct or not. So this is good to try on. And it's created by the Ministry of Education. So very good one. Yeah, see, even with some animation. Okay. All right. Then the other one will be the qubits. So on qubits, also put a topical revision on symmetry. Okay, so you can try. It's 15 questions this time because symmetry, I think, is quite a fun chapter. So some of the questions are not very difficult. All right, you'll probably be able to do it quite fast. And then, of course, the other homework is the daily challenge. I'll give it a try, the daily challenge. Yeah, but during the holidays, it is part of the homework. Okay, and then I will check the login. Later, you tell me whether you are the one getting the L-Pride stamps. There's a new, the L-Pride stamp has some new ideas of the prizes. So it's no longer the character first cut prizes. It's some limited edition badges going to be designed. Quite interesting. I will share with you when I have more information. Okay. Okay. Because now 26 already, I want to move faster, so I share a new one. Here, go a bit faster. Right. So the homework here told you already. Then we go into today's lesson. Now, yesterday, a quick recap of what we have been doing. Okay. So the quick recap with what we are doing is we did the cutout. So Kaisa, Shamilan, Stefan, you go and watch the video, okay? Then you contribute to the designs we have for the classroom, creating our own symmetric figures. Okay, then you can see our friends in action as well. Then the summary of the first lesson was identify what the properties of symmetric figures are. So you learn the term properties in science. So it's similar to can use here. So when you understand what the properties of symmetrical figures are, you are able to help us to identify and solve problems. Okay, so these are the pointers. And today, particularly, we are going to look at this point here, which I said this one is the quite challenging one that we will be using to solve problems. Okay, then we have the class dojo. Okay, then this was the activity on Wednesday that we do the sorting one. And I say it's similar. Oh, I can share it here. I already put it on I scan it into the computer for soft copy. I'll be sharing this with the other teachers from the other classes. Yeah, the work. So you have one side is a non-symmetrical, okay, and one side is symmetrical. Now, when you go to primary 5, you'll probably hear the word asymmetrical a bit more. All right, the word A. So instead of symmetrical, it's asymmetrical. I use not symmetrical so that it's easier to remember. Okay. Yeah. anti-clockwise and clockwise. So these are some of the new terms. All right, so we did this, and that was part of the homework as well. So in our homework, we had these pages, right? Okay, I didn't go through them. I'm quite confident of you being able to do them well. Okay, and the other homework was the one in our book, page 85. All right, have you tried it? The cutout? Okay, and also I show you that, okay, we try to also do the same sorting out. So on this page, we also try to do the same sorting out like this. Oh, then you created this. Okay, then the next thing today, we are going to talk about the other properties. New share. This one. Okay, so come to today, we are going to focus on this term. Okay, so for those of us who like the notes taking, this is the part that you can take notes in your math journal. So when we are talking about the next step, the next step is when we need to challenge ourselves, looking at this page. First thing, looking at a series of shapes, a few steps to it. Okay. First one, you need to ask yourself, is the figure symmetric to begin with? If you can fold it into two halves that fit exactly over each other, symmetric. Next step. If it's not, then okay, no need to move on. It's not symmetric. But the question will be in the higher level question will be, if an image is not symmetric, how to make it become symmetric? Whether to add things to it. So we'll come to that higher level question very soon. Okay, that will be actually page 90 of the workbook, where you have non-symmetrical things and then you need to make it look symmetrical. How are you going to go about it? Okay, then line of symmetry. Is it the correct line? If the image is symmetrical, will I be able to identify the correct line? Right, so don't do it now, please. And how many lines are possible? So for example, I move on. For example, look at this. Is this cute panda symmetrical? Listen carefully to my question. Is this cute panda symmetrical? Yes. But is the line correctly drawn? This is quite obvious, right? Yes. So you can see that the panda is symmetrical, but the line of symmetry is wrongly drawn. Such a question is common. And then the truth is actually, when things are symmetrical, it's more pleasing to the eyes. And it's easier to remember. That's why McDonald's logo, Starbucks logo are very easy to remember because it's symmetrical. Like Mercedes, do you know Mercedes Benz? The logo also very easy to remember because they are symmetrical. Okay? All right. Now, okay, so there's on qubits, there was this part. Okay, how to identify lines of symmetry? Let me think about. I was wondering if I want to show this video again, but just now you answered so quickly, so you sound really confident. Now, then we look at this. Then see whether you can solve. These are squares here. Understanding the word square and the properties of a square. Do you think a square is symmetric? Yes. Okay, the square is likely symmetric. Now, which of these four lines are indeed lines of symmetry? A, is it correct? Okay. B, is it correct? C, okay? D, okay? E, okay? No. F, okay? Wow, very fast. Very good. Now, that means I don't need to show you the video anymore. All right. You can check out on qubits. When you do the activity, it will prompt you to watch this video. Okay, if you made a mistake. Which unlikely, most of us seems very confident when you answer. Okay, then that will bring us to page 84. So the page 84 is that challenge. Okay, let's take a quick look. I stop share now first. Okay, so page 84. Now this is exactly the skill that we are looking at. So in the test or exam, okay, so this is one of the easier pages. Okay, put a tick in the box if the dotted line is a line of symmetry on the figure. Now, for A, what is the clue? What do you think A, the clue is? Ah, very good. There's the dot here. What do you think this dot represents? Very good. The center of the circle. When you're primary 6, when you do learn circles, there'll be very interesting and challenging things. Because circle is a very unique shape that has many properties. Previously, when we tried the symmetry lines, there are plenty of symmetry lines, right? Okay, so you know the answer already, right? Okay. Now, B, which one is a cross? Okay, very good. A and then C. This one and okay, very good. So good. I think we are very fast, huh? So 10, I already less than 10, you already finished. You want to finish it, is it? Yeah. Never mind, slowly, gently. Okay, gently, you will come apart. Okay, if that's okay, then we try go on to the next challenge. Okay, so we agree this one, this is okay. Okay, this is not okay, yeah. So this is okay, this is not okay. Okay, and then this is not okay, this is alright, this is not okay. Right? Okay. Okay, so far, no difficulty. Okay, then we go on to the next challenge. Okay, so actually, on page 86, do write your own stories. I feel very confident of what you can tell me. Use your own words, okay? If you're not so sure what words to use on page 86, I gave you some clues already, see? Right? Okay, so I am page 81 done, page 82 done. Okay, page 83 done, 84 we just did it, 85 was yesterday's homework, 86, on page 86, it says there, how do you know if a figure is symmetric about the line of symmetry? And then the next one says, draw the line of symmetry for the figure below. Okay, give it a try, okay? So page 86, circle already. Use a ruler, please. Accuracy is important in maths, so please use a ruler. Okay, now don't do it now, page 86, we move on to something more fun. Okay, circle the page number. So 84, 85, 86, circle the page number 86. We move on. The next challenge. The next challenge is on, you see, Kaylen very excited to try already. I tell you, actually, Kaylen has a talent for art, for this kind of symmetry and geometry questions. That time we had this coding task during remedial. He's really very good at it. So this is the topic you should try to score. Okay. Certain topics may be challenging, but this is the topic you can score very well in. Okay, Kaylen, but don't use a pen. Because once you use a pen, you do wrongly, you can't erase it. Okay, so the next one is completing symmetric figures on square grids. It means on one side of a square grid shows half of what a symmetric figure is. And you have to complete the other side. Of course, the next challenge, right, that I mentioned just now, just a while ago, the next challenge will be you have missing things and you want to make both sides symmetric on both sides. That's the real challenging one. Now, we are looking at the last point here saying points are in the same position and distance away from the line of symmetry. Now, to help us with this, I prepared a very special piece of paper. Okay, it's for page 87, 88, and 89. Now, some of us are maybe very good at geometry. Like Taylor, he's already feel very confident of this. So he's already doing it. Rachel as well. Now, but please use a pencil. For all drawings, use pencil. Because if you use pen, it cannot be erased. Okay? Can you look at me first before you continue? Right. So I will stop share here. So these are the 3 pages we are looking at right now. Okay, so over here I prepared this very special paper. Now, some of us, you need to be aware of the chapters you are strong in. Some of us, you are very good at times table. No division, no multiplication, no issues. Okay, some of us may be more difficult. So if you have difficulty, this is the one for you. Okay, so I printed enough for everyone. So group leaders can please come and get. But if you feel that you don't need, you tell your group leader, I don't need. Okay. Okay. Then I'll give another class students. Okay. So this is a very special piece of paper. Okay. This very special piece of paper is on the thinner side. Taylor, you need to take one because you use pen. So you redo. Yes. Then we'll staple this behind. Now I printed this one side. If you flash it under the light, right? Let me turn on my light to the full power. Okay. I turn on my light to the full power. So this is a special type of paper. Now it's exactly the same size as the one in the book. It's just that I did some photocopy, cut out, and then redo it. Right. Now, hello. Can we just focus for a while first? Eyes on me, please. I know you're excited, but these are the questions I know they are easier. And I think some of us very confident of doing it. But can we just gather some of the points first? Maybe you can tell me why you think it's easy, okay? Now, the point that I made was points on the figure. Let me share the screen again. And I write it down on my paper. The points are in the same position. And distance away from the line of symmetry. Okay, so I wrote here. So I wrote here on my paper here, the points are in the same position and distance away from the line of symmetry. Now, what do you think I mean by points? Let's look at A here. What do you think I mean by points? Yes? The B book, where is your B book? Is it in the shelf? Can you go and take it then? Thank you, Haran. Now, what do you think I mean by points are in the same position and distance away from the line of symmetry? Let's look at A here. Hello. Let's look at A here. What do you think I mean by points? I will actually mean, if you look at this shape here, this is a symmetry line. I shade in blue. This is a symmetry line. I mark out points that are away from the line of symmetry. That is actually, what do you think these points are called? What do you think these points are called? When you have a shape, what does shapes have? These pointy places. Huh? Angles. Edges are for three-dimensional shapes. These are called corner. You know what's a corner now? You know what's a corner? Yeah. So these points are called corners of the shape. Edges are like this. Three-dimensional solids have, when a side of a shape is the other side, that's an edge. When the side of the table meets the other side of the table, it forms an edge. When the edges of the table meet, that's a point. That's a corner of the apex. When you're talking about a flat shape like this is two-dimensional shape. Two-dimensional shapes. Two-dimensional shapes. Two-dimensional shapes have sides and corners. So these are sides. The lines are sides. Can you understand that? The lines are sides, and I can mark out the corners. Now, the technique, the skill of this, because now these are honestly slightly easier shapes. Some of us are able to see it straight away. Okay? And the correct technique is that I will look for the same point, 2 squares away from the line, 2 squares away from the line. I run my finger through it. I mark out the corners. They are the same distance away from on the left side and the right side. They are the same distance away from the line of symmetry. So I mark out the corners first, because that's my first clue. Then I will use my ruler to draw the line. Now, honestly, this is an easier shape, so some of us really very fast already at it. But when you go meet a test question or higher level question, then it's not so simple. You probably need these skills. But I'll start sharing these skills with you from even the easy question. Because if you can keep up the good habit, now accuracy is very, very, very important. So you cannot draw this with free hand. And the corners that you are meeting has to meet the corners of the squares, the square grid. So if you notice, the accuracy must be very high. It cannot be floating here. It's not symmetric. Now, mathematics have to be really, the accuracy must be there. Because in future, you might be an architect, you might be a designer. You can't design a bridge that is like not really accurate. Then the bridge will collapse. You cannot design a house, the table with inaccurate measurements. All right, so measurements has to be very accurate, as well as the drawing. So have a ruler to join the points. Okay, if you are using the color paper to do all the questions, you don't need to do them in the workbook anymore. Unless you say you want to extra practice, then you do it again. Now, notice I want to show you this. Why is this yellow paper so special? Is that if you look at my back here, you can see through. Yeah, then you can check. Okay. You follow it and then you follow along the symmetry line of symmetry, you follow it to the light and check. Like so for example, you're scared of this question, very difficult, right? Not very sure. Okay. I can trace over this line harder. Okay, like this. Then if I flip the paper around, you can see at the back. See? And then when I put it and I fold the paper up, can you see? A bit hard to see here. Let me try to switch off the light. Can you see? You hold it, you hold up your own one to trace against the light. When you fold like that. Ready? Yeah, and that's where you can get on the points. Alright. Now, so I give you some time to try out the whole page. If you're already finished, you can give it a try again, okay? And if it's difficult for you, use this yellow paper, finish it first. Some of us, you can just finish it first. Okay, please use a ruler. For this is the shading the square. So as accurately as you can. This square is 2. I saw this one. This particular square is the second square away from the line. Right? Okay. So I shade it accordingly. Oh, you must be near line. Okay. Now you feel that horizontal is very hard to see. And if horizontal is very hard to see, turn the paper around. Then maybe vertical is easier for some of us. Okay? If you think like vertical is very hard, horizontal is very hard to see. Likewise, if vertical is hard for you, then you turn the paper around. And then you can check whether you shade correctly or not. Yes, must be shaded, okay? Because the see, question says color the correct squares to complete the pattern. If you didn't you didn't shade the squares, it's considered as not complete and not symmetric. Okay, one side black square, one side white square, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah? So when it says draw the other half and dotted line, so we understand what symmetry is. So both sides must be exactly symmetrical, mirror image. It cannot be that one side you shade, then the other side you never shade. Then it's not symmetry anymore. It's one black, one white. Okay, and then this one, you have to shade. It cannot be one side is black and one side is white. It's not entirely symmetric. But if you really feel, this thing can really don't want to shade or not, can. Then I teach you, you draw neat lines. Yes, this is acceptable also. Yes. But color pencil, when you make mistake, also cannot erase. So in the test exam time, I suggest you please don't use color pencil because cannot be erased. Yes. But try to shade a bit more, a bit more. The reason also is because when you submit your exam paper, it gets bundled up with other people's papers. When there's a lot of papers together, sometimes smudges can happen.
So if you don't shade properly enough, or you know, some of you may think, "Aya, okay lah, like that can or not?" You say like that can. But if you didn't shade it enough, sometimes when there's rubbing, that shading comes off, and the teacher say, this student I think erase away. Then problem already. Okay, it doesn't take you a lot of effort, right, to do it a little bit better. Okay, so the last one here, some of us maybe you are a fan of diagonals, but certainly they are the more tricky questions, slightly more challenging. Afi, what do you need? Ruler? Pencil? Especially prepare this for YouTube. If you take it. Okay, so yes, so Haran says, just turn the paper. Depending whether you are horizontal, you are a fan of horizontal, or you are a fan of vertical. But the likelihood of most of us preferring to turn the paper this way is higher, because really in reality most things are upright. Only in outer space people flow around horizontally. If you walk around the whole place, most buildings are upright. Unless even the Marina Bay Sands, the sheet that's on top, that's horizontal, but the three pillars that hold it up is still vertical. So usually most people prefer looking at it this way. Okay? Okay, if all of these are okay for you, easy for you, that means you good speed. That means you can. I also printed the other one. On page 89, that one's more challenging. Especially the Batman one. The Batman symbol. That one more difficult. So I also printed on a small piece of paper. So if you like, you can come here and take. Okay? Yeah, the Batman. The Batman is a bit harder. So yes. Yeah. So maybe the corners are harder to identify. So what you can do is really fold the paper to see. Okay, and you really must align the square grid together so you can see clearly. If you shine this to the light, right, you'll be able to see the. Okay, so now to show you with this, a bit hard to see, but because of the shading, maybe this way is easier to see. Oh, okay. Now, yes, I can understand. So don't stare too long at the figure. It may make you feel sick. See, can see better? If I fold it this way, you can see better. Yeah, can see? Okay, this is the special thing about this paper. So you can actually fold and then see. Now, but the truth is, the challenge comes with identifying the correct points. Sometimes it helps by deciding where I can start counting from. Okay, so some of us may feel, hey, well, I'll come and take this one as well. Have you taken? Nah. Anybody else want the Batman? Hit nicely, please. Please hit until outside the box already. Please do it, please, okay. Okay, so this one a bit more challenging because there are a lot of slants here, diagonals here. So really the counting that corner is the more challenging one. So what you can do, actually choose a starting point. So let's say I start here at this point, and then I move my finger along to the points. And then this one. Okay, then I use my ruler to help. See? To make sure that it's on the same line, count the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the properties of these that we are using to complete the symmetric figures is called the same. The points are in the same position, same distance away from the line of symmetry. Okay, so this is the counting the squares. So I marked it out here. 1, 2 dot, 1, 2 dot, 1, 2 here. Come out of the points. Okay, everyone, attention please here. Okay, fast. Actually, I prepared a lot of things today, really quite a fun and exciting day. Is this okay? Challenging? Fun? Okay, do you prefer these than word problems? Yeah. Huh? Oh, prepare more of this type of activity. Sure. Okay. Hey, everyone. Now, so, hello. Hey. Actually, I prepared an iPad lesson today. Yeah. So later you complete your homework until 89, can? You do this at home, can? Confident of doing it? Okay. If you don't feel so confident in it, you use the color papers, okay, to help. Especially print them on the color paper. Now, if you like, we got a good 10 minutes. You can play, I think only one of each. Either one of them. Okay, to play all of them, I think it's quite hard. I will share this with your parents on Class Dojo, okay? Yeah, there are 3 different ones here. The first one is easy. The second one is the symmetry artist, and the last one is Metagon symmetry. Okay, so I share. What does it look like? Is where is it? Here, I think it's this one. Okay, let me cover this one. Yes. Okay, let me just here, this one. Okay, so I show you. Okay, so this one is the first one, the easy one. Then you tap, and then there's some fun reading going on.
Let's learn about shape symmetry.
And then there's a story, and there's quite fun.
A shape has symmetry if
stop
both
you first,
sides
okay?
of the
Stop
shape
you.
are exactly the same.
Okay, the second one is a symmetry artist that I showed you before. You can choose the axis to do. Okay, you can choose vertical or horizontal. Horizontal is called Y, and you can choose to design. Okay, all right. Then you finish already. You can ask me to come over and help you take a picture. Okay, I can help you take a picture and post. Okay, things like that. Okay, something like that. And okay, and the other one is this more this one is the more challenging one. Okay, and it's higher level. There's a next step you can try. Okay, so if you like, but if you prefer to just carry on with the verbal work, then okay, no problem. If you like to try the iPad work, let me just move this here. You can do it. You can go grab an iPad now and try. Okay. So are we clear with all the homework already? Okay, if you're clear with all the homework, you can pack up your things and then we can get ready for dismissal. And then if you want, you can take the iPad and try this activity, okay?
Like the question on and I